I don't want to practice. No, not now. Later, not today. I don't want to practice. How many times have you heard these statements when you invited your child to come to the piano, violin, cello, flute, guitar, harp, any instrument that your child is learning? Hi, I'm Zohara, and I have heard this statement so many times quoted by parents asking, please, please help. My child doesn't want to practice. What can I do? So there are many reasons why children do not want to practice. And to mention just a few, because I will not touch all of them, just a few. For example, 1, too many activities in child's life. 2, practice time is a lonely time for the child. 3, practice is too hard or too challenging. 4, practice means missing out on other things, and more, and so on. So let me give you some feedback for the above points which I mentioned. Too many activities in child's life. This is something which we need to look at time and time again in today's lives. And you can hear more, you can get some more information about this one in another, I think we've got a link, or what it was a Facebook Live. You can see it in the video library where I talked about too many activities. That was the name, that was the topic, too many activities. So it's something which I feel that all of us, adults in children's life, parents, teachers, grandparents, relatives, educators, everybody who deals with education need to look at this topic of how to decrease activities in child's life and give the child more not doing time. So going back to the practice and learning an instrument, I feel it's really important to leave a time space every day for at least 1 hour. So that this is 1 hour which is free and dedicated for practice, even if the child does not fill it in with practice. Even if your child practices just 40 minutes a day, or 30 minutes a day, or even 10 minutes a day, please make sure that throughout the day you have a time space of 1 hour. And if you don't fill it with practice, just enjoy doing nothing. Reading, spending time together, dreaming, daydreaming, whatever. But don't leave just for the amount of practice that the child needs to do. So if your child practices 30 minutes every day, don't build the time through the 30 minutes. So everything before the 30 minutes and after the 30 minutes is going to be filled with activities. So leave time space at least 1 hour every day for your child. Call it practice time, or piano time, or violin time. Number 2, practice is a lonely time. So sit with your child at the practice. Just be there. Take with yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a cup of something, hot chocolate, and just be there. Just sit and relax while your child is playing. Don't just offer help or give instructions unless you're asked. And this is in times when your child does not want to practice. Just sit with your child. The third one was the practice is too hard or too challenging. So check where the difficulty is. Ask your child, where do you feel it's difficult? Or if your child find it hard to pinpoint where the heartbeat is, just pay attention. See what is the thing which is difficult for the child. And remember to go back to one point at a time. And make this one point that you want to work on a family challenge to solve. So it's not your child needs to solve it. It's all of you. Sit together. Make it like a celebration. An opportunity to achieve something. An opportunity to overcome a hurdle. Discuss it. Don't try to run away. See what is there. And acknowledge the difficulty. You can say very openly, I see that this is a hard one. This is a really hard one. Don't say, oh, it's easy, you'll overcome it. I can see that actually takes a lot of effort. I can see that this demands lots of concentration from you. I can see that this really invites you to change something that you've been used to do for such a long time. It's not coming easily. I so much understand. And add a little word of support, of encouragement, like, I really enjoy looking at how you stand for the challenge. I'm learning a lot from you. You know, just watching you, I'm learning so much about the stamina and the will that you have, and you desire to overcome difficult situations. That's quite inspiring to watch you. So you don't have to feedback or praise the results. Just praise the process. And number 4 was that practice means missing out on other things. So I really believe that if you pay attention to the first 3 points that we touched, and you do them properly and wholeheartedly, this will create a very pleasant experience for the child and the instrument. And with time, the practice time will get high priority in child's life, because everyone, including children, but adults as well, everyone enjoys doing things which creates evolution, which creates progress, which creates achievement. Everyone enjoys having somebody from the family, a beloved member of the family, and for the child to be the parent, just sits, listens, watches, observes, and enjoys just listening. And everyone enjoys when difficulties and challenges are being acknowledged. So if these three are being kept by you, parent, I have no doubt that the practice time will become a pleasant time, and a child won't really feel on missing out, because it will be a very precious time of you and the child together. Now let me tell you what I say to my students, to a student who come and say, I don't want to practice anymore. First of all, I don't show that I'm in shock. I don't show that this is devastating for me. And also I don't show that this is something which, this is the end of my life. Oh my God, it's a catastrophe. I just hear the child and say, I can hear you. You don't want to practice. No problem. This week, don't practice. This week, just play your pieces. So in Suzuki, we call it review. Review all the pieces that you can already play. If your child is not learning in Suzuki method, just play all the pieces that you learn. Hopefully your child has more than one piece, and hopefully not just a new piece, but pieces that the child can play freely, quite securely, pleasantly, expressively, just something which is a part of the repertoire, a part of the vocabulary of the child. So I say to the child, this week, please do not practice, just play all your pieces. That's it. But please do not work on them. And to the parent, I say, this week is going to be a no practice time. So every day, sit with your child, sit next to your child, behind your child, opposite your child, and just enjoy hearing the pieces. And yes, I might sometimes need to say, to tell the parent, even if you don't enjoy, enjoy. Enjoy the freedom. Enjoy the freedom of not needing to do anything. Enjoy the freedom of letting your child play at his or her own speed, choosing their pieces, choosing the order of the pieces, And please come and tell me next week, in next week lesson, that you haven't practiced, you just play the pieces. What I most of the time get, I get a child coming in saying triumphantly, I didn't practice this week, I only played my pieces. And I say, good, that was actually the agreement. And sometimes I will ask the child, do you want to have another week like this? Sometimes they will say, yes, I do. Okay, do another week. And again, for the parent, it's a practice of not jumping, offering help, because the child got an order for me, instruction, not to practice, just to play. And it won't take many weeks. Most of the time it takes only 2 weeks max. And the child comes and says, this week I can practice. Because after all, children love doing new things as well. They just love playing and learning, progressing, getting better. So this is what I'm really offering you, to suggest to a child who does not want to practice. Take the sting out of the word practice and do not practice. Let me know how it works and send us feedback. Enjoy practice.